really appreciate you being on the call here today. We are super excited. I'm on record as saying this before, but this is my favorite time of year. I'm actually getting to, work with the guys and coach a little bit. As with any summer, with recruiting and official visits, how it is today, you're away from the guys a little bit, and I'm looking forward to help finish building this team, and I'm really, really excited about the seniors, the 21 graduates on the football team. We got a tremendous amount of a wealth of experience, if you will, on both sides of the football, and I'm certainly, after day one, really, again, excited about their leadership and the direction of this new journey for this season. So with me saying that, I'll open up for questions. I apologize.
That's okay. All right, Eric, you can start.
Hey, Coach. Eric Decker with the Athens Messenger. I talked to CA and Coach Smith a little bit earlier today, but even for most of the preseason, it seems like the offense has gotten a lot of the attention. Even yesterday, the PFF first team with both receivers and Curtis being there. But even still, CA earned a second team nomination. And with him, O'Shan coming back, just how important is the running back room going to be to all the success expected through the air this year?
Yeah, I'm super excited about the depth in the room. I mean, CA and the year he had, freshman All-American, 1,000-yard rusher, really tremendous. And you mentioned O'Shan. Obviously, he's coming off a tough injury last year that happened early. I want to say in the first few days, if I remember correctly. But he'd worked so hard to get back, and for that to happen, it's tough. He went through a lot. I'm really proud of him, and he's kept battling. But continuing with the depth in there, and to your question, we are deep there. And we played a lot of running backs last year, if you recall. With obviously CA, and he got banged up, and we had Jake Netherton in there, Tyler Toledo, Julian Ross. So this year, again, with the depth at any position is going to be vital, depending on what happens with the injuries. And I really like what I'm seeing in that room at this time. A wealth of experience, guys that have gotten bigger, faster, stronger. So it should be a good running back room for this season.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
Bobby Keegan.
Hey, Coach. Bobby Keegan. I'm with the Post.
We met at Detroit.
We did. Okay.
Yep.
So you talk about this time of year being exciting, but what is it about this team that excites you, and how is it different from last year's team and their success?
Well, every team has its own niche, again, their own journey, if you will. It's really hard to separate the two, this is just day one. You asked me that, Bobby, and, give me 2 weeks, and after I'm around it for a little bit, maybe I can give you a little bit more in-depth answer. But it's tough because, again, this is going to sound, we returned so many guys. I see the same faces, right? As I saw last year, I saw this morning, and they looked really fast and very excited to be out there. So it's hard to compare the two, but I know that we have a lot more answers going into this fall camp than we did last year. And I got that question from Russ, but it's a true statement. And so everybody's not at ease. We're just more comfortable with where we're at.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, Coach, Ryan Wilson with the WTAP News out in Parkersburg. The coaches in the MAC voted you guys to win the division again, coming in with expectations and, a lot of starters returning. Talk about the difference you see in being the hunted rather than being the hunter, as you guys have been in years past.
Yeah. Again, my saying to that is, hey, I said this last year at MAC Media Days. We were picked whatever, and I said, hey, it is what it is, and we've earned every bit of it. And going into this year, we're not going to shy away from the expectations. We're going to embrace it and accept the challenge. We're humbled with the vote, but we all know it's preseason. You go back. I've been here a long time in this league. The pick, who they pick to win and the percentage of that happening. You got to go out and do it. And you got a valid point on the hunter versus the hunted. I've used that with our guys before, and I feel comfortable because of the wealth of experience again that we have on the football team. That there's some veterans in there, and they will not let some of those younger guys fall into those types of things.
Bobby Gorbett.
Hello, Coach. Bobby Gorbett from the Post. You mentioned some of the returning starters from last year. How nice is that continuity this time of year to get readjusted to things?
I'll put it like this. The offense is got returned a lot of pieces. I think maybe one or two more than the defense, but we're on a typical schedule as far as day one install, day two install. Okay, defensively. Same thing. How I see it after one day of practice is we're going to progress pretty rapidly into some really good situational football much sooner than we did a year ago. And with to your question on the experience, we're going to be pressing. We're going to be doing 4-minute, 2-minute stuff in 5 days, and we didn't get to that last year until 2 weeks in. I mean, we're going to be. Day 15 last year, we'll be to day 15 install and by day 5 is what I think right now. If we stay on schedule with weather and things like that, it's just going to move faster, and I think it's a good thing. The young guys will be swimming a little bit, but we got a great staff. But those young guys, when those older guys, when they're not taking reps, guess what they're doing? They're coaching, and that's why they're special. And they're coaching in the right way to help bring those guys along, because those veterans know that at some point in time in the course of this season, some of those young guys are going to have to step in and play, just like last year. And we had some young guys that did that, and they kept believing with what we went through injury-wise, and we're able to have a really, really good year. And so we got again, a veteran bunch, and we're going to move pretty quickly and use that experience to our advantage.
Go ahead, Eric.
Hey, Coach. So obviously, year by year, you would love to see your new guys, your aging guys get better, progress in all aspects. Especially speaking for you yourself and your coaching staff, you saw pretty low lows in 2020 or 2021, come back, see all the highs last year. How, I guess, for you, what do you as a coaching staff want to be better at to help your team compared to past few years, and what just do you want to learn this year?
Sure. It's a deep question, and I could answer it with a lot of things that went our way last year. But I'll tell you, I'll answer it like this: our number one goal going into the season, starting our first game at San Diego State, is all 3 phases clicking. I'm on record as saying, hey, we started the season, and the offense was ahead of the defense. But mid-year, bang, the defense, we caught up, and we had all 3 phases and went on 6 or 7 games in a row, right? So that's the number one thing that we want to. That's our goal. Start the season with all three phases. Again, my favorite time of the year is fall camp, because you're building a team, and we're not ready to go by no means. Trust me, and we got some battles going on there, competition-wise, all over the place, and. The only thing is, there's competition battles, but the guys that are battling, they're returning starters. We got some quality young guys that are pushing them, and that's really, really exciting as a coaching staff. So we're super pumped.
Sweet. Thank you.
Bobby Hegan.
So at Mac Media Day, we kind of talked about starting fast and getting off to a better start than you guys did last year. So how are you going to place that emphasis in camp this year, and how did you start off with that today?
Yeah. Really, That's a tough one, Bobby. As far as just the exact formula, all we can do is, hey, here's what we were good at. Okay. Number one in our league in penalties per game. We were like third in the country. All right. We're number one in takeaways on defense and number one on offense as far as having turnovers. Okay. So we didn't beat ourselves. Okay. A thing in the stadium inside the walls here is we pride ourselves in Ohio doesn't beat Ohio. All right. And that derived from the year before, as you said, we had some close losses, 1 point loss, 2 point loss, 3 point loss, all that. Okay. And in those games, Ohio beat Ohio. If you understand what I'm saying there. And so that's the thing that we took into the off season and carried it into last fall. It is number 3 on our board. We're carrying it over. I think if we can continue to, Ohio doesn't beat Ohio, and then everybody that returned elevates their game, it should be well of a season this year.
Ryan?
Hey, Coach. So you guys have the early game, a week 0 game headed out west to San Diego State. If it all does, can you talk about if there's an extra sense of urgency? Does it change the way you prepare as fall camp begins? Talk about kind of starting a little earlier than most other teams in the country do.
That's a good question, Ryan. It's the best I can recall in 33 years of coaching. This is my first time to really prepare for week 0. All right. I think in Nebraska, we played TCU in a kickoff classic, maybe, and that's when they only had one game, and that's so long ago. I don't even recall how we prepared for it in fall camp, right? So I'm going to say this is my first time to prepare for week 0, but everything's just bumped up a week. Really, the staff missed out some vacation time, those types of things. We had to juggle some summer school things, but really got through it unscathed. And the best thing I think about it is going to be, you're kind of crowded and starting early. It's going to, and doing that, you're going to get some great exposure for Bobcat Nation. I think that's going to be great for us. All right. But we're going to catch some time off on the back end of it. We're starting earlier, I talked to my guys in the profession, and they don't start till August 1st, August 3rd. And we're going now. But I think during the season, we have a couple of windows in there where we're going to get off our legs and be able to get some bumps and bruises healed up and use it to our advantage. So we're super excited about it.